So I submitted the online application. Welcome back to another video. I have my amazing guide dog Izzy next to me. Izzy is a black lab. Today we will be talking about the process of getting a guide dog, going through all of that. I just want to preface this video by saying that what I'm going to discuss is all from my experiences, so you likely won't experience the same things I will exactly. Okay, so I have my laptop here with me, so I make sure that I cover everything I want to discuss. So up first is the application and assessment phase. So, what are you doing, Izzy? So now onto the application and assessment phase. So I did the online application, which is basically just, it's on Guide Dogs for the Blind's website, and I added, I haven't done this application obviously in 2 years, so I'm a little rusty on what was in the application, but from what I remember, it was giving some background and kind of like your interest in getting a guide dog and all of these things. And so I submitted the online application. I think it maybe took me 30 minutes to an hour, and super easy. And then the next step was to have a phone interview. So I got a email response from their admissions coordinator 3 days after I had submitted the online application, to which we scheduled the phone interview. The phone interview, similar to the online application, was asking a lot of questions about my lifestyle, background, how I plan to care for a guide dog, and what I would like in a guide dog. And so that was pretty easy, and I got a lot of answers for some questions. Then the next step was submitting my reports. I needed an ophthalmologist report, a physician report, a orientation mobility specialist report, and a therapist report. From there, I had already asked my people for those reports in advance because I was very quick about this process. The admissions coordinator can attest to this because most of the time when she would send emails, it would not go unreplied for longer than 5 minutes. But getting the reports was relatively easy. I have heard some people say it was harder for them. Sometimes it can take a lot of pushing to get those reports, but for me, thankfully, it was easy getting them. The next step after moving on with the phone interview and the reports was to set up a home interview. So that's when 2 guide dog mobility instructors came over to my house. They got a look at our house to see if it was safe for a guide dog. They asked me about my lifestyle and what I would like in a guide dog. Then we went on a route in my neighborhood. For a route, you will need a route to do when you have a home interview, and I chose to walk to my college because it is really close. And so how we did that was I first used my cane, and they're looking at my orientation mobility skills mostly and my walking pace also. And so they're just seeing me, making sure that I'm listening to traffic correctly and using my remaining vision appropriately. And then on the way back to go back to my house, we started with the Juno exercise again. So that's when you use the harness without the guide dog, simulating having a guide dog guide you. And so that really showed them how I would work with a guide dog and my walking pace with a guide dog. And so they also measured my walking pace, because a big part of getting matched with a guide dog is matching the appropriate walking pace. You may need a slower dog or a faster dog or in between. Izzy is on the faster side for a guide dog. After the home interview ended, I waited, I believe, 3 weeks to get a response whether I was approved or denied for a guide dog. And so I was approved. I was approved originally for in-home training, and from there I was put on the wait list for a year. Right now, Guide Dogs for the Blind says I believe it can be up to 18 months or more but I have had friends who have got their guide dogs much sooner or later on.